Hello, this is Stephen J. Murphy once again, and thanks for joining us with All About You, the show that's about your past, your present, and your future. Get those questions fielded into us through our website there, allaboutyouau@gmail.com. Drop your questions into our inbox, and we'll try and answer them with the best we have on board tonight, including my co-host, Vivian Summers, is always with us. Hi, Viv.
Hi, Steve. How are you this evening?
And all the better for looking at your luscious red lips. So just bang.
You know, every time I go to wear pink lipstick, you always say, no, Viv, put the red on. It brings you to life.
I do like you in the pink, but the reds, you
Red
can't
for
imagine a
camera.
woman without red
I usually
lipstick.
don't wear it ever. Only ever for when we're on the show.
Yes.
It's an all about you lipstick colour.
And welcome back to us
Yes.
again this week, Josephine Sartor.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back, Vivian, Steve. Thank you.
Great to have you on board.
Great to be back on the show. I've missed it.
And
missed
Sheila
you.
Vajaraza.
Yes, thanks guys. I haven't been on for a while, so it's exciting to be back.
You guys have both been away doing your own thing for a little while. So what have you been up to? You've just come back from New York.
I came back from a work trip to New York. So
Okay.
during my day, I'm a finance manager in a publishing house. So lucky me, they sent me overseas to meet some senior leaders in the company I work for. I had a ball, a blizzard hit in New York City. I'm pretty sure it made it to the news here.
Yes.
And the week was a real test in allowing synchronicity and allowing things to happen. Because when a blizzard hits a city, the city shuts down.
Yes.
So I felt tested through the week, but I really was quite calm. I got to my meetings, I bought snow boots, and I found a time to meditate, to connect with, you know, I guess my inner guidance, my guides. On the weekend, I actually sat in a mediumship circle in Connecticut. I've got a girlfriend.
Exciting.
It was, you know, it's really nice to be overseas, connecting with a very like-minded group of, you know, mediums or psychics and doing your spiritual work in another country.
Yes.
You know, it felt like very much like a novelty, hearing different accents, connecting in with a different community, bringing through someone from another, you know, a passed over loved one in a different country.
And to find that even though there's cultural differences and geographical differences, we're all still pretty much the same. Everybody loves people that they want to connect with. And
Absolutely. There was a universality, I guess, in the group and in the way we sat and bringing in the power and the love and the connection and healing that happened during the
Was it
reading.
a large group? Or?
It was actually a fairly small group and very intimate, and I felt very blessed they let me come into this group. The teacher was amazing, and I think I'm a real believer that wherever you go, if you have really strong spiritual beliefs, seek that out where you travel.
Yes.
When you go on
That would have been a real adventure, sort of like an unexpected life experience and an unfoldment for you, because you went over there for business, so it's like mixing business and spirituality together, which you kind of do in your day-to-day life, don't you?
I think it's really important. You know, I think it's really hard when you transition from a corporate job or any job, or being a mum or dad, or having some identity into a spiritual space, a healing space. And we can't stop one thing and begin the other. So I'm a real believer in blending and figuring out how you unite your days, how you make your days work in the morning and the evenings. I was over there for work and I was dedicated and really hardworking, and the trip was fantastic, but I found some time to definitely fit in some spiritual aspects, and I don't think I would have felt fulfilled if I hadn't. So I sorted out, I set a really strong intention, you know, months before the trip, this is what I want the trip to be. You know, I sought out sort of the courses and the meetings, and I made it happen before, and then when I was there, you know, things happened beyond my control as well.
Sheila, when you were in New York, and I always love to ask people this, you've come from Australia.
Yeah.
When you came back, did you feel that it was different at all?
I feel like when you travel overseas, this is any unique experience you have, you always feel changed. And when your mind and soul changes, you look at life differently. So I think it's nice to go overseas or have new experiences that, you know, take your world from something small to bigger.
That's right.
And you meet new people and you have new conversations. Especially if you're on the spiritual path, you find you have spiritual conversations and you realise everyone's the same overseas.
Yeah.
So any perceived differences you had disappear very quickly. Is that sort of where you're going, Steve?
When the last time I travelled to America, it really hit me when I came back to Sydney, because we think of Sydney as being a big city, and relatively it's very spread out. To me, it's like Los Angeles. But
it is.
But
very
when I
much
came back to Sydney, do you know what I actually thought when I was in the CBD? It looked bigger when I left. Because when you come back,
That's right.
It doesn't really strike you until you've been over there. It's just enormous.
It is.
Everything
New
is
York
enormous.
is,
Everything's big.
it's massive, and you know, you find the humanity. It was a blizzard. I had to go and find snow boots at Macy's. I don't own snow boots, and I fell over in Times Square. I slipped and fell on my bottom, and had my laptop bag and my folder, and out of nowhere, 10 hands appeared to pull me up. And you know, in a big city like this, when a blizzard hits, everyone was really like helping each other, you know. And
The last time I went to New York was the day before a blizzard.
there you go.
And I thought they were going to stop the plane because it was supposed to be, you know, one of the biggest they'd ever had. And I woke up the next morning, we were literally snowed in.
Right.
And I was a little bit scared because I didn't know. And the same thing, when I got out in the street, I was slipping all over the place. I thought, oh my God, I didn't realise it's actually really hard to walk in the street.
It is hard, yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Josephine Sartor
Yes.
and Shirley Vajaraza are with us tonight, two great clairvoyants and psychics, and we're looking really forward to racing through a few questions here and getting your answers to your questions here. Josephine, you've been with us on the show quite some time ago.
Yes,
You had a little
Christmas.
bit of a sabbatical, if I may use that word. Where have you
Yes, I've vanished. Well, I haven't vanished, but I've been busy writing my second book.
been? Yeah.
And the second book is going to be about how I did an investigation that got me into New York with another clairvoyant, how I helped that investigation, which was quite nerve-wracking because I've never done that before. So that's going to be part of the book as well. Questions and answers, talking about 9/11, the readings, the people that came to that lost loved ones through 9/11. So the book's about all that. So it's going to be quite intriguing.
Yes.
So this is going to be part 2,
So what
a
was the
continuation.
reason that you were asked to go to New York?
I was asked to go to New York to do, well, what happened was I met this lady called Wendy, and she was another clairvoyant, and we became friends. And she rang me up one day in a frantic panic and asked me if I could help her with an investigation to find a missing young girl. And she said to me, look, I need any help that I can get from you. So I was a bit hesitant. It was very nerve-wracking for me. I thought, what happens in case I get it wrong? Because things do go wrong sometimes. I thought, am I doing the right thing? Yes, no, yes, no. I did it. And, of course, I meditated. I connected with this missing young girl. And that's how I got invited to go to New York. And I've been going there since 2007.
And you're still quite friendly with this lady as well?
Yes, we've still remained friends after 12 years.
And that took you on a journey to connect with people that had lost loved ones
Yes.
in 9/11 as well?
Yes, and 9/11.
And that's in the book?
That's in the book as
That's
well.
brilliant.
Yes.
Every week on the show, we have a topic of discussion and we ask our panellists their views on the topic. Tonight, Josephine and Sheila, the
Yes.
topic of discussion is, when is it the right time to have a reading?
Okay, when is it the right time to do anything? Okay, so you know
I love that.
yourself. When is it the right time to have a reading? Okay, so people have asked me, look, when can I come back for a reading? They've had a reading with me. I say, look, let things happen, all right? And you might want to come back in 2 years. You might want to come back in 12 months. Intuitively, you know yourself. Okay, so sometimes it's not the right time to come for a reading. If you're grieving for the loss of a loved one and you're feeling down or depressed, you need to be in the right frame of mind. Okay, clear thinking. That's the word that I tell everybody. Be clear thinking, come with an open mind and be prepared to hear the truth.
Some people, I find, actually a lot of people, go to readings with a mindset of a specific outcome that they want, and they get disappointed
Yes.
if they don't hear what they wanted to hear.
Yes.
And often we're told things that maybe we don't want to face or we're not ready to face. And that's a really big part of a reading as well. So unless people are ready to hear what potentially might not be what they want to hear, that's another reason potentially not to have a reading.
Well, you have to be honest. You have to tell people the truth. I tell them, are you prepared to hear the truth? Some say, oh, what's the truth? You know, I'm scared, you know. Don't come, okay? Don't come unless you're prepared to hear the truth, because I don't have a magic wand. I cannot change your life unless you're prepared to help yourself.
Yeah, that's interesting comments there, Josephine. I think people, when they're in, you know, going through a difficulty in life, can come from a place of fear. desperation.
Yes.
And we've all been there. It's a universal feeling. And so when you come to a reading in that space, a good reader will help you through and heal and help you transition through whatever difficulty
Yes.
you're going through.
Yes.
And so a reading can provide that kind of guidance. It may not give you the advice you're ready to hear, leave him, stay with him, leave the job, stay the job. It may not give you that, but at least will lift the cloud in your head. It will provide the light at the end of the tunnel. It might provide the small next step you need to take to allow the next 9 steps to be taken. So I feel like there's a space for that kind of reading. If you're not ready to hear the answer, at least the reading can shift you into a better mental space. Sometimes the readings are great if you're starting out on a new venture. You need some higher guidance just to, allow things to move with ease and grace, to lift your consciousness. The law of attraction's always at play to allow you to magnetise, attract exactly what you want when you've got a clear goal. And I find a lot of readings at the beginning of the year when we're setting up our year ahead, we're setting up romance, we're going through transition, and I feel like we're always in the healing space or transition space, or we're settling down, or we're just comfortable. So it depends where you are and what kind of guidance you want, specifically around psychic readings as to where you are. But I think a great reading always heals you and moves you, just nudges you forward in the right
Some
direction.
of the best guidance I've ever been given has not been from a psychologist, it's been from a very, very supportive reader.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
it's
you
always word of
remember it
mouth.
for years.
Yes.
So
Yes.
And psychics work with an open channel and they go high into source, higher power, God, angel realms, whatever you want to believe. So just know when you're getting a reading from someone that's, got a very clear channel, you're going to get guidance through that is for your highest purpose. So know that energy exchange is happening, and know also that it's a two-way energy exchange. So if you're seeing someone for a reading and you are in a place of fear, perhaps before you go to the reading, do have a little practice where you try and clear yourself so you can work with the reader well. It is coming together of two people. It is a relationship. It's not one-way exchange.
But it also depends what you do as a reader.
Absolutely.
So, like, whenever I pick up the phone, and this guy once rang me up and he said, "Oh, hello, I want to speak to Josephine." I said, "Speaking. I want a reading." He said, "What do you do?" "I do everything except pole dance, my darling." And he went, "Oh, okay."
Love your honesty.
"Oh, okay." I said, "Well, I don't pole dance, okay, but I do everything that you want except pole dance." He went, "Oh, okay." So this is where it's true. So I thought, Jesus, But this is where you have to explain to people what is it that you're coming to hear.
Absolutely.
What is it that you want from me as a reader, okay? Because I cannot solve your life. A lot of times that people come for readings, it's just that they want confirmation. They may already know their answer, but they want a stranger, not their mother, not their sister, not their neighbour, not their friend, not their husband, to confirm what they've been thinking.
And 9 times out of 10, that's what it is. It's
And that's what it
confirmation.
is, okay? So,
And speaking of confirmation, why don't we get started with the
Yes.
readings?
Let's do that. Let's
We've got
do that.
another topic of discussion a little bit later, rituals and the power of practice, which I think is uber important as well. So we'll go into that later, but let's just get going with these
sounds
readings.
great.
So the first one is for you, Josephine.
okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready,
Popping my
baby.
glasses on for this one, my new reading glasses. This is from Sandra, who's born on the 3rd of the 12th, 1960. Just love your show to see so many talented and genuine psychics and mediums on. Thank you very much, Sandra. They certainly are. I'd like Josephine to do a reading for me. As you mentioned, she is a Sagittarian just like me. In the last couple of days, I've been having dreams, and then the next day I will hear about things happening from these dreams in real life, relating to those dreams. And I feel my mum around me as well. Am I having a spiritual awakening or turning into being more intuitive?
Okay. Well, Sandra, thank you for your question. And I feel you're doing a little bit of both. You're transforming into both. So you're transforming into your intuition, so you're going deeper into that, and also hearing messages from your mother. So don't be frightened about it. It's just something that comes naturally. Okay, we all dream, we all have intuition abilities. So keep on practicing and keep on going with that. Now, also too, Sandra, I must tell you that this year is about the home. So I don't know if you are moving or renovating or doing something to do with real estate, Sandra. It looks very good. It's a time of celebration, so there could be the birth of a baby. You're not having a baby, Sandra, for Christ's sake, but someone's having a baby. And also, too, a lot of personal, it's a time of harmony. So a very, very, very great year ahead, Sandra. So keep on focusing on your intuition. It is going to be spot on. Yes.
Oh,
yes. So
wonderful
that's very good.
support for her.
Yes.
Very good, Josephine. Sheila writes in, we have Katrina here, she's another Sagittarian.
Oh, right.
Right on the cusp there of Capricorn.
okay.
She's 19th of the 12th, 1975. I'm looking for a little bit of guidance. I'm feeling a little bit lost at the moment in the world. What's going to happen?
Okay. When I tune into your energies, Katrina, the first thing I get through is that you're a restless being and you're quite driven. And I feel like whatever you put your mind to, you will achieve. And so they're telling me this is actually a restorative period that you're going through, and that's why you're asking for guidance now. Because Katrina does not do well when Katrina does not have a big project ahead or something to really put your energies and interest into. I feel like April, we're in March now, I feel like in the month of April, I get the word percolating, so I feel like there's something you've been thinking about doing, or there's something you've been, and I feel like it's a project or a side interest. I feel like in April doors will open regarding that. I feel like it could be even connected to your career. I don't know if it's a hobby or career, but in the month of April, you're going to get a bit more clarity around the next steps with regards to career. And I'm getting a move around September, and I feel like before the summer months, you're going to consider changing residence or changing jobs. Again, this is an aspect of the restlessness, because they're telling me that you constantly like to learn and you constantly like to accelerate the learning process, and you're looking for a bit of an acceleration in your career. They're also telling me that whatever you put your mind to, you will achieve. So I think what is quite important for you right now, Katrina, is to sit in a time they're telling me is a little bit more peaceful and tranquil for you, knowing that I feel like from September onwards, and even in the months of July and August, things are going to get busier for you. So enjoy the fact that it's not quite busy now. The second half of the year, I feel like work and personal is going to be quite busy, and I feel like there may also be a move for you there as well. So best of luck.
Beautiful.
Very good,
okay,
thank
now
you.
Josephine, we have
Yes.
Ronnie, and Ronnie hasn't given a birthday.
Okay.
I'd like to ask a question the next time Josephine's back on the show, which is now.
Thank you.
I've had a strong feeling of my mother of late and would like to know if she has something for me.
Okay, Ronnie, thank you for your question. Okay, Mummy. Just 1 minute, please, 1 second. Okay, Ronnie. What I'm seeing at the moment is a lady with dark hair. So I don't know if Mummy had dark hair, but that's the one that I'm picking up. Okay, coming up to this length. And I feel that your mother's been dead for a very, very long time. So I'm going about 29, 30 years. Yep, she died quite youngish. I'm going to 51, 52. And the messages that I'm getting from your mummy is she's telling me that she's very proud of something that you've just done recently. Just 1 moment, please. Just 1 moment. Okay, I've got it. Ronnie, there's something about your father and your mother about being together. Oh, it's very strong. And your mother's proud that your father is actually with her now, because your father died, I'm going back 10 years. He's just died 10 years ago. Mum's been dead for about 29 years. I'm going 28, 29. So, Ronnie, your mother's very proud of what you've just done. They're together. And the initial that I'm picking up around your mother is the initial P. P. So who is the initial P, please? That is very, very strong at this present moment. So good luck, Ronnie, and I'm proud of you also. Thank you for your question.
Can I just jump in and say, I keep on getting the word green and it won't go away, so I just have to acknowledge just...
Green?
Green without reading. So there's something around Ronnie with green. Mum, I think someone wants to acknowledge there's been a colour green or there's been an event with some greenery around it. Just an acknowledgement of that. It's coming through. I won't leave my ear right now.
Our two ladies who are with us tonight, Josephine
Yes.
Sartor and Sheila Vajraza, who are not using tarot cards. So there is a pure clairvoyance
And
here.
also, Marg's just dropped in to say that Katrina has written in to say that reading was absolutely spot
Oh,
on.
really? Okay.
100%.
Fantastic.
100% spot
Oh, great.
on.
Oh, I'd love to hear Katrina. I hope the year is fantastic.
She's apparently, she said, you absolutely nailed it.
Okay.
Way to go, girls.
Get those questions into us at allaboutyouau@gmail.com. Drop them into our inbox. Do you like our new logo, friends?
Isn't
Yes,
it beautiful?
And,
it's gorgeous.
We love it.
Very classy.
Gorgeous design artist Amelia
Yes.
designed that for us. So,
Very talented artist.
Isn't she ever extraordinarily talented? And Amelia, congratulations to you. I think you've got an enormous future, my dear
Yeah,
friend.
it's absolutely
We
beautiful.
couldn't stop looking at it. So fresh looking, isn't it?
Yes.
It's everything
Yeah.
that
Makes you
evokes-
want to walk
But
on
it's
a
quite
beach.
ethereal as well. There's
does.
it makes you actually do. I looked
Yeah.
at that and went, oh,
She's very clever.
I definitely
She's
want to
Very.
go for a walk across the road to
on
the
the
beach.
screen. We've got
Okay.
Nicole, who's written in here for you, Sheila.
Yep.
26th of August, 1968. Very simple question. What does the year ahead look like?
Okay, I just get that you're a very gentle soul energetically, Nicole, and I'm getting slow and steady wins the race for you. The year ahead for Nicole is the year that you plan, and I feel like you've already planned it. You already kind of know energetically what this year looks like. So it's interesting you're asking me. I'm going to ask Spirit, why is Nicole asking me what this year holds? Okay, I'm getting a bit of romance. So you're yearning for a little bit of romance, or if you're in a relationship, a deepening of the love that you have or a commitment around it, because you're not the kind of person to push. You're not the kind of person to really put yourself out there romantically. And I get even a small, even though you're in August, this is a Leo, isn't it? 26th of August. Is that a
Yes,
Leo?
that's
I
you.
get a Leo energy, but for some reason...
No, that's Virgo. That's a Virgo.
Okay, Virgo.
That's a Virgo.
I'm getting a more introverted, not a Leo energy, a more introverted, quieter person with Nicole. So I feel like the year ahead for you is about yearning and pulling in a bit more romance. And I'm now seeing you putting on lipstick and going out. So I think the year ahead, the guidance there is to go out a little bit more, Nicole. And I'm seeing you next to a girl with blonde hair. So I feel like there's somebody that you need to spend a bit more time out socialising. If you are in a relationship, maybe even going out might rekindle some of the romance in the relationship. You will get the commitment you're looking for, they're telling me. You will get it at the beginning of 2018. Either the commitment in the relationship you have or a new relationship will begin. That will give you the commitment you're looking for. I feel like whatever you want, you will have. The commitment not coming this year is not a worry. Things take time, I'm being told. So have the patience. Slowing down and taking care of yourself this year will allow for an acceleration of the commitment and the relationship. I think that you're wanting at the beginning of next year. That's what keeps on coming through for me. So all the best to you, Nicole.
And
Beautiful.
Nicole is born on the 26th of August, and for anyone who's born on the 26th at this point where we are on the 27th, if you're looking at the show and future episodes played back to us, this date has a new moon on it. So if you're born on the 26th, 27th of any month of the year, and we were saying this on the last few shows, you people have got new beginnings coming in around you. See, as the sun moves through the signs, you're going to find it very beneficial. But Josephine, I want to say to you, certainly coming up into May, I agree with everything you were saying, but May is going to be quite a lovely month for you. So.
And also, Marg just came through to say that Ronnie had responded to the reading that you gave and said, oh my God, in relation to what he's recently done, he's just reunited his mum's and dad's ashes.
Oh, okay.
And that's why they're reunited. And that is the thing that the mum is proud of that he's just done.
Oh, okay.
So that when I heard that, when I
okay.
heard Marg saying that, it just made me want to cry.
Oh, wow.
Because it's exactly the way you were saying it. So
Okay.
he's just saying, oh my God.
Oh,
it was
thank you, Ronnie.
incredibly accurate.
Oh, thanks,
Brilliant.
Ronnie.
Both
Oh,
you girls
God,
are just
Ronnie.
doing such amazing work.
Oh, good.
Well, the energy's been fantastic in here
Yes.
tonight. And,
And speaking of straight back to amazing, Steve is one of the most phenomenal numerological readers. One for
Yes.
me the other night, just undeniable things. So we have someone on the phone, David.
Yes,
who's wanting
David
a
is
reading
with us. Hello, David.
Hey, how are you, Steve?
Very well. Thanks for writing into us. So you're the 29th of the 4th, 1975, from what I'm seeing. I want to tell you a few things here about yourself, David. You are a leader, and you are your own man. This has always been ever since you were a child as well. It does not suit you to be told what to do and how to do things. So I see with you, you're quite a strong character, but it's also come at a cost too, because when you choose to be a leader, there's those who can be somewhat threatened by you, or they may even find you a little bit untouchable. So there is a degree of learning courage on that journey. Would you agree?
Yes, definitely.
Your question here to me tonight was, do you see me building a house with my family, and will I be happy about the outcome of a financial decision that I'm waiting on soon? Look, I tuned into this, and I feel that there's going to be a few delays. It is a beginning time. I'm not saying that your money is not going to come through. I feel there's a series of negotiations here and signing of contracts or looking at documents that need to be understood. Now, that's in this imminent 5-week period, but money might even be a little bit tighter than usual over this 12-month period. If you manage well, which I feel you are a good manager anyway, always have been, you always will be, you're going to come through this all right. I want to come back to this question you've asked me in just a moment, but there's other things here that are at play. You've got a wonderful family here too, by the way, and you're a great family man. You are doing a lot of thinking about your life, and I feel like you're on this plateau, David, and I just don't want this to turn into anxiety or worry, but thought is good. It's healthy for us, because without it, we don't have plans. But this is where you're at the moment. You're doing a lot of thinking, and you're looking back over where you've come from, and you're looking into the future, a little bit uncertain, but for you, it's going to work out wonderfully well. Now, have you got a pen in your hand?
No, I haven't.
Well, we're on video here anyway, so you can play us back, so you will be able to watch me. You've got major changes coming up in your life at the age of 35, 44, again at 53 and 62. They're very, very significant years. I don't think you're too far away from buying a new car, and it seems to me that this car is going to come into your life. I want you to be careful playing sport, because it looks to me like your upper torso is not as strong, so don't get into any physical sort of rugby playing or whatever. Go for walks and runs by all means, but don't get into any tackling, because you might come off second best here. Now, I want to say to you, sorry I keep butting in here, I'll come back to you in just a minute. After the age of 44, my dear friend, you have got a charmed life coming up, and I don't see any challenges for you. Your family is going to grow up to be a wonderful family, and you're going to be a very, very proud father here. In the later years of your life, and I'm going into your 50s and your 60s, I see property. Property, you're going to have money here, there's going to be property, but do be careful who you trust in signing your agreements or signing your contracts. You're a very astute man. You've often had to stand on your own 2 feet, and this is the leader that's coming in. You're not a fool, but at the moment, as it has been going on here for about 18 years, you've had to negotiate every single dollar and finance that's in your life here. So I'm being cautious in saying, will this money come through? I believe it will, but there's a bit of a delay with it at the moment. Now, I'll wrap it up here by saying to you, Christmas time in this year, 2017, look out for a wonderful month. I think it's even going to go into January of next year. February again in 2018 is going to be a fantastic turning point for you. But the prize, the present under the Christmas tree, it's something that's grand, and I feel it's a great month for you. Good luck to you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great to hear, Steve.
Oh, well,
I'm so excited. I just can't wait.
Yes, well, it's there on tape. I've bombarded you with a fair bit of information there, but look, it's a wonderful life. If I was to wrap it up here and say, what are your great skills? You're a great leader. I feel you're a very good business person, and yet your career, in many ways, or your destiny, is taking you away from those particular things. You've got a charmed life here, from what I'm seeing, especially coming up in your 40s. But for the moment, it's your home, your family, they're everything, they're the centre of your universe. Overcome the sensitivity and the shyness, let's get out there and see David. I mean, that's an easy thing to say, isn't it? Especially any of us who are in any particular business. But people love you because of your sensitivity. Thanks for being on the show, David.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Steve.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
You've been a great help. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
And Steve
Okay,
was
well,
a
there
great
we
help
are.
to me. He told me when he did my numbers the other night that I have a problem with my right foot. And I actually have a thing called a neuroma, which is a slight tumour in my foot. And I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And the situation's been getting worse. So Steve said to me he actually felt a pain in his right foot. And he said there's a lot of inflammation. It's very, very sore. And that was entirely correct. And that just among many, many other things. How you get that from numerology. But off he goes on some tangent and clicks into the universe and all the information comes flooding through. So it was brilliant and it's been on my mind ever since to actually attend to that foot.
You know, one night when I was on radio doing one of our shows, for the first 2 hours, I was not getting anything through.
Right.
Because normally I read the voice. And I was just reading David's ear. And I thought, am I losing it? You're losing the power. But you do, like an astrologer, you'll go always back to your analysis,
Yes.
or you'll go back to your figures
Yes.
with your numerology. And after the second hour, I did say a little prayer. I said, God, what's going on tonight? Why haven't I got any information coming through? And the news had come on. Bang! In it came. It was just flooding.
Flooding in.
Do you ever have that reaction?
Is that how it is for the
Yes.
for you both as well?
Absolutely.
Yes, sometimes I just go brain dead and then it just hounds in again. And I think, God, am I getting
But it is frustrating.
It's very
Josephine.
frustrating. It is, you know, and that's all.
Especially
I mean,
if
if it's not
somebody
there,
is
it's not
asking
there.
you for something.
That's
and
right.
you get a blank.
You
Yeah.
do.
Sometimes it flows in so quick you can't get it out quick enough or
Yes.
fast enough,
Yeah.
and you're looking at the client going, "I hope you've we're recording, writing because there's such an abundance of wealth of information coming through, and you feel it energetically. It's healing, or it's very instructive, or there's a lot of strong guidance. Other times, you're right. There's a bit of a blank,
Yes.
and you do." You sort of question your own channel, but you think, okay, maybe there's a space needed here
Yes.
to allow another question or to allow a deeper question within us as readers
Yes.
to get the best information. That's how I've found the process works.
Brilliant stuff,
Another
guys.
topic of discussion here,
Yes. We have rituals and the power of practice.
Okay.
So they're two separate things. So ladies, just describe what you see as the difference between practice and ritual.
I think, in my experience, they go hand in hand.
Yes.
And I think when a ritual that resonates strongly with you and is taking you from one place to another spiritually or physically, it becomes practice. Sometimes discipline's needed for practice.
Yes.
So you may
Yes.
not connect in with your meditation
That's
practice. You need to make it into a ritual so you can deepen your meditation practice. I've found rituals, and this is programs called All About You. And what I like about rituals is it is all about you. I've never met two people with the same rituals or practice.
No.
It's so unique because the journey of rituals and practices within the spiritual realm is a journey to yourself.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
I agree.
I love that.
I agree.
And,
So true.
and no two journeys are the same.
No.
What I like about it is we seek guidance from others. Tell me what crystal I need. Or you go into a crystal shop, someone will give you a bit of
Yes.
information. You might download the meditation CD you need at that point in time. So we go external just to help ourselves on our way because it's always transforming.
But some people get misled by rituals and they think it's some witchy thing, you know, that they do these very nasty little things, and that I say to them, please be very careful with what you're doing. My rituals are positive affirmations, which I think that we should all say every morning when we get out of bed, you know, like I'm happy and positive.
Set the course for the
Set
day.
the course for the day, okay, it's all in the mind. You've just got to be very careful. A cleansing ritual is just cleansing your house with sage, you know, just a normal basic ritual. But you have to be very careful how you explain a ritual to your actual client or to anyone else that believes in this type of thing.
But I mean, even day to day, we have rituals. We get out of
Yes.
bed, we shower.
Yes, and that's a ritual.
And we need those rituals
Yes.
to get by.
Yes.
So I think it's important to incorporate some sense of spiritual ritual as well. Having said that, you know, I think some people over-identify with ritual.
Yes,
I mean,
Yeah.
the
they do.
practice of going to church every Sunday.
That's right.
That's a ritual in itself.
right.
Is it necessarily feeding you? maybe yes, maybe no. It depends on whether you are authentic within that ritual.
That's right.
And I find, for me, I can sit there and meditate sometimes and just nothing's going on. I'm thinking about what I'm doing the rest of the day.
That's
and
right.
other times when I commit to that practice,
Yep.
I'm having a complete full-blown experience that's really phenomenal. Do you have rituals that you
Not
follow?
really. No, it's I do tend to just trust the process
Yes.
of life. And I read something lovely the other day, and you being part of a book company will appreciate this. When you hand your life, this sounds really deep, but whatever you perceive God to be or the universe, when you hand your life over to the higher power, watch how the higher power will direct it for you.
Yes.
And that's pretty special.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
And I've learnt that later on in life. But I do feel sorry for a lot of people now that I am in that mature demographic. You see a lot of people that are tossed out of their careers, and they plateau. They don't do anything. And in a lot of cases, and I've got to say, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter to a great degree, to a little bit of a degree it does, because you've got to be interested to a certain point. It doesn't matter really what you're doing, just do something.
That's right.
Just keep going
That's right.
and keep doing, because you never know, wherever you are doing and you're keeping on going, you may meet a person through the powers that be that will be the person that opens the next door into your life. Because if you don't keep going and keep doing, as we all find at one point, even in our youth, you do lose confidence and you sort of fall off the machine. And that machine, like the internet, and this whole process of having to learn this whole cyberspace, what does that do there? And it's the kids...
You get lost.
The kids know more than we do,
Yeah.
you know? And I have to laugh in many ways because, you know, some of the oldies can say, oh, they think they know everything. But I'm afraid they do. So
They do.
If you have young ones
They
in
do.
your life, listen to them, hop
God.
on board, because you know, they're our future.
One of the best things I've achieved from maturity is I just don't worry about things like I used to.
No.
And I do lay it over, you know, just hand it over to the higher power. And you find that things unfold that you could never work that out for yourself. You could never plan that stuff for yourself.
No.
And it is a relationship. Going for a reading is a relationship. Trusting in ritual is
That's
a
right.
relationship with the ritual. And also, I wished I'd had this way of thinking about things 20 years ago, but that's maturity, and that's
That's
one
right.
of the benefits of maturity, isn't it?
Yeah, but it wasn't there 20 years
Ago,
ago. It was
no.
With
I
where you
worried
were
about
20
everything
years
20
ago,
years
that's
ago.
what brought you to where you are now.
Well, you
Very true.
internalise the learning.
Yes.
No one, we look externally for learning, but there's nothing like internally. Internally, you worry through your 20s and 30s, is
You
it going to
do.
be okay? And you
Yes.
realise
You
it hasn't served us, all
No.
this worry. And that's where the worry dissipates, the allowing. And in those moments when you allow and the great things happen, that kind of positive affirmation begets more positive affirmations and more success.
It is very hard, though, to say to people, especially if you're a parent,
Yes.
oh, don't worry.
Yes.
Because you always worry about your kids.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
When
where
they're five.
that's where I draw the line is with my son. Everything else, I'm pretty chill, but
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a couple of shout outs from home viewers. Thank you very much for writing in and acknowledging the show, and we'd love to acknowledge you back. So we have Karina, Sandra, Ronnie also, who we did a reading for, so thank you for that. Rachel, Grace, Marie, Darren, Cass, Emma, and another Sandra. Thanks, guys. Keep communicating with us and giving us your feedback as well. Keep communicating with us while we're doing the show. It's great for the readers to know exactly where they're going, and like you were saying before, Sheila, it is a relationship, a two-way relationship.
Yes.
So moving right along. Okay, we have done the topic of discussion.
Yes.
Let's go back to some more questions.
Okay.
And then more topics, more discussions. All right, Josephine.
Yes.
Put my reading glasses on, as I
Okay.
need them now. This more mature period in my life, and I'm not worried about it.
No, you look sexy.
Thank you so much. They're nice glasses, aren't they? Joanne, no date of birth.
Okay.
Hi, I would like a mini reading, please. My question is, where is my relationship with my partner headed? I would like this reading from Josephine. Well, you're about to get it.
Okay, Joanne, get ready for me, dear. I am a Sagittarian. No beating around the bush. But I feel this relationship is, well, you know, I'll put it in a nice way. you need to realise a few home truths. You need to evolve yourself a bit more about where you are heading with your life. Okay, so I just feel that you're just moving along, plotting along, everything's a push. So you need to start standing up for yourself and having a big discussion with your partner about where you want to be. And that's the truth, Joanne. Okay, so you need to start working on yourself, my dear, because I feel this relationship's very, very flat. That's the truth. That's all I have to say.
Very good.
Wow. I love your honesty, Josephine. I think,
Isn't it beautiful?
I think it's rare, and I think you will attract the kind of clients that are probably really at the cusp of a breakthrough, that are really ready to hear that information that might be hard to hear. It's fantastic.
You know, we always have a chat before we come on the show, and we go through the questions, and I remember we were talking in the green room about that reading. And I'm getting it again with that relationship. Either her partner is going to go away or she's going to go away.
Yes, yes.
So, getting that through quite strongly for you.
Look, it's quite strong for Joanne. I just sensed it when I was reading it, and I thought, Joanne, it's just very, very rocky, and I feel it's been rocky for quite some time. So. But I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you what I pick up on. Sorry, darling.
There's a meeting of minds in this relationship. I think that's why there's a question there, because there is a very mental compatibility, which is also a bit rare. So I think that's why it's hard to leave someone when there is compatibility and connection. You know, that's relationships.
Yes. All about you, au@gmail.com. Drop those questions into our inbox. Sheila, we've got quite a loaded question here for you.
Right, okay.
Sheila, go baby.
She is a Leo, 25th
Love
of
a
the
Leo.
7th, 1979.
Okay.
My question is, I've been single for a long time.
Okay.
When is Mr. Right coming?
Okay.
How long do you see me in my current family business? And after this business, what do you actually see for me?
Okay, there's 3 parts to that question, so I'll try and answer all 3 for you, Cherie. The first thing I tune into when you ask about being single is there's something around your body, there's something around your physicality that you've had to work through or you're a little conscious about. Cherie, how you look is there's a particular type of man that's attracted to your sensuality. And I think you know this, so I'm speaking a truth to you, Cherie. And I think there's been questions around, can I pull this type of man in, something around your physicality, and regardless of where we are on the beauty or physical spectrum, there's always questions in our mind and insecurities. But they're telling me there's a level of you working on that, because whatever you want, when you're ready and very comfortable in who you are and how you look, you'll pull him in. That's the kind of magnetism you have, Cherie, because you can attract men, and I feel like there's a look you give them. There's something very sexy and sensual about you. That's what I want to say about attracting Mr. Right. I know. So it's very much in your control about magnetising someone in. I will say that's that path for you. With regard to your family business, I'm getting 8. I'm either getting 8 months or August is how long you'll be in it. But when I first tuned in, they did say lifelong. So I don't know if you've got the kind of family where there is a business where you'll always be connected. Be around the dinner table talking about it and having an actual contribution into the finances, inheritance, lineage, financial lineage of the family. I don't know if that's there for you, but they're telling me lifelong. So you will always be connected in some respect to family business. This one you're in, I'm getting 8. So I feel like August or 8 months away. And the last part of that question, Steve, because I don't have the best memory in the world sometimes.
After this business, what do you next see for me? She says.
I just got spread your wings, okay? So the reason why you need to spread your wings is I think you think a little differently from your family, and I think there is a need to separate from the family because they see you a certain way and then you behave a certain way. That's definitely patterns in family, but Spirit's telling me there is a need to spread your wings. I'm getting an overseas trip, so I feel like you might want to travel overseas. I don't see you working, but I feel like before you settle down for any kind of permanent career change or job change, you're going to want to have a holiday overseas, and I'm seeing some sort of tropical warm weather. I feel like you could be open to Europe as well, but I feel like you'll have a break. And I feel like there might be a small amount of training with respect to the career after that you take. Again, tell me always be connected into the family business, so you might want to pull away for a little while, but there will be a connection back in, I think. So all the best to you, Cherie.
Cherie, if you are watching us, write into us. What I'm being told, I feel you had a very, very big, huge turning point in your life around 2008, which has gone into 2009. So can you let me know? I'm curious, as I'm just listening to that reading there with Sheila. So next.
And speaking of ritual, Sylvia has written in and said that watching this show every week has become her ritual and she loves it.
Oh, isn't that
Thanks so
wonderful.
much for that, Sylvia. Beautiful.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Wonderful. And speaking of honesty, the way that I actually got to meet Josephine was about 1.5 years ago. I drove down to Wollongong with my cousin, Nadia, to have a reading at Nadia's. She insisted that I meet this beautiful lady, Josephine, who's since become a very good friend of mine.
Thank you.
And honesty, let me tell you, honesty on steroids. And the first question I came and sat down was also about my relationship. So I feel for you, the last reading, but I tell you what, sometimes a little bit of advice, it's like the grandma or the mother's advice,
That's it.
is a little bit of good medicine.
Just do as you're told. That's it. Do as you're told. That's it, okay? Otherwise, don't come. Just do as you're
Oh,
told.
yes. So, okay, so we're moving right along.
Yes,
so,
yes.
speaking of you, Josephine, we have Emma. Emma.
Emma.
I have to put my glasses on. Hang on 1 second, guys. 6th of the 3rd, 1986. My dad passed away suddenly on a trip of a lifetime overseas. That's very sad. I would just like to know if he's okay and if he has any messages for me. Thank you.
Okay, Emma, my condolences to you, my darling. So you left, your father left you at such a young age. So that's quite sad. Emma, the message that I'm getting, it's quite sudden too. Boom. Okay, so the message I'm getting from your dad is he's telling you you're going through some very, very, very rough changes for the next 6 months. September will be much better, and he's very proud of your grieving and the way that you've handled things, very proud of who you've become as well, and he helps you heal. But just be careful at this time, Emma, because there's tricksters around you. And when I say tricksters, I'm just sensing that people could rob you financially, so be careful who you're sharing your money with. And I do feel that the end of the year is going to be a much, much better time, okay? I'm going towards December is a much, much better time. And I do feel that this time next year is even a better time for you, my darling. I'm proud of you. Okay, Emma, God bless.
Thank you very much, Josephine.
That's fine.
Get your questions into us, allaboutyouau@gmail.com, and we'll try and get the questions on the air with us. Here I'm talking like we're on air, but we're streaming, aren't we? So always here on the web with you, All About You. Now, I have a question here for Sheila. Marie writes in 13th of the 5th, 1960. I would love a general reading for the next 6 months, please. I'm hoping to undertake more study, and I have been single for many years.
Oh, God. Well, maybe that's a good thing, Marie.
I know, the single and the study.
Yeah,
You might meet someone through
Marie.
study. We're always hoping for that, aren't you? Okay, I'm just going to tune into your energy, Marie. So I feel like, Marie, you're the kind of woman that when you apply yourself to study, you do very well. You've got a very strong mind there. The thing about your study is that you're very organised, and you're the kind of person, I feel like, that all the students, I feel like there's an online, I get a sense that you're doing an online course, but even in an online capacity, you'll have this ability for students to come in and connect with you. I feel like you're going to have... when you said study, the first word that came through was success. And I feel like you've researched quite a bit about what to study. And it might have even had a little bit to do with the cost around it and the time frame. So you're quite particular. And I feel like that whatever you're studying will lead to success, and it will lead to I'm getting promotion or money, or the next step in this. I'm getting, okay, how many stepping stones? 6. Okay, there's six steps you want to take, and this is the next step of the 6 steps that you're about to take for what you want to do. They tell me you've got big ambitions, and you've always had big ambitions, but I feel like your peers around you will always go, wow, Sheree, I can't believe you're taking that on. That's the kind of friend you are in their eyes, the kind of woman that puts herself out there and pushes herself mentally. So I want to congratulate you on that, because that takes, courage and bravery. And again, I think around November, I feel like you do well. So there's something sort of academic result that's announced in November, and I think you do well in the study you do. And I'm getting 2, so I don't know if this is 2 years, and they're saying there's a commitment to it. You will be committed to it to the end. You'll see it through the study that you want to do. You've been single for a while, and I feel a sadness around that actually for you with respect to being single. It's like, you see a dog around you, an animal near you. So let me just tune into how long, will you be single? They're telling me that the study is going to start helping change your patterns of thinking. This is a bit unconventional. And changing your patterns of thinking, it's going to help you change about how you see your singleness. Interesting. I love it when we get guidance from Spirit, and it's always a little bit different from what we expect. I feel like you've thought about yourself as a single person in a way. I'm going to use the word, I don't like to use the word victim, but I've been in that space, so I'm going to share with you that, I at times thought, why am I single? And you can get into that spiral. They're telling me whatever you're studying and the people you connect with and how you talk about your study is going to help change your view about how you are as a single person. You won't feel single anymore, and you'll start to open up energetically, and I feel like even in that will help bring in the suitor that you want. They're telling me to tell you you will meet someone before the end of the year, and this might feel like a surprise to you. They're telling me not to fixate on it. Just concentrate on the study. That's what I'm being told. Concentrate on the study and let the rest unfold for you there, Marie. So all the best to you.
Beautiful
Thank you very
advice.
much, Marie, for writing into us there. Sheila, I actually have another question for you here. We have Sarah, who's written in 20th of July. This probably touch you a little more than other readings, perhaps, when you hear the question. I am an aspiring author. What do you see for me on this path of writing? I'm looking to move next year. What do you see for that too?
Okay. They're telling me, Sasha, when I tune into you, that you've tried your hand at writing a little while and it's felt frustrating. As I speak to Spirit, I'm going to blend a little bit of my professional mind. I'm going to get Spirit to use my mind of publishing and channel the answer you need. They're wanting me to tell you that writing is a frustrating process, to find a way to find the joy and the frustrations around it.
There's a bomb going off for that girl. Big bomb.
In what way? In a positive way, Josephine?
Yeah, well, no, not the bomb like a bomb.
Yeah.
I'm just saying a bomb as in a big bang in her life. Big changes with career. Yeah.
I feel like there's a few unfinished projects, but I feel like there is one that resonates deeply with you. You've written about something or had one storyline that you really connect with. I feel like your friends have said that's the one, and I feel like that's the one.
Career changes.
That's the one that you're going to connect with. Okay, and the career change could be success as a writer.
That's the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Okay, there's big career changes for this girl.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the next 12 months. I'm picking up 12 months.
Okay.
So there's going to be all these different things happening for her. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that looks good. So there's a time of change, okay? So it's unpredictable. So whatever she's thinking of doing may not go according to plan.
Yeah, and I think absolutely, I think you're really on the money there, Josephine. I think as a writer, you have to be very open to the possibilities and the paths. And I think the door for the house that's going to publish you will open, even if it's a self-publishing house. So I'm being told to knock on many doors. You will be published. It may not happen in the way or the timing that you want, but persevere. I'm being told to keep knocking on doors. I'm getting a 3. I don't know if it's a third door or the third manuscript you've written. So there is a perseverance. And I like what Josephine's saying, because as I'm tuning in, also we're blending during this reading, which is a bit interesting, but I'm seeing a room and I'm seeing you standing up and speaking, and I'm seeing some sort of congratulations or celebratory environment, and I am getting September. I don't feel like it's this year. I feel like it could be next year.
There goes the bang.
That goes the bang. So I think you're on the money there, Josephine. So that's the publishing. And then what was the second part of the question there, Steve?
It was, where do you see me moving to next year? I'm looking to move next year. What do you see for that?
Okay, I just got the word somewhere quieter. So wherever you live, I feel like isn't. And it's not about writing. I feel like there's not the harmony you want in your life with where you live. So I'm not getting a specific area. I don't think it's overly important. You need to live somewhere harmonious, quiet. it's not even that important that you connect to your neighbours. You just want to feel like when you come home, it's there's a quietness there, stillness, and I don't feel like you have that at the moment. I feel like when you start to look, you might be looked for a little while, but you will find the place that gives you that. So keep on looking till you find it. It's very important for you, Sasha, that you have that in your life, because that's what nourishes you. Home nourishes you. You're very much a home person, and that's where you recharge. So where you're living right now it's lovely, but it doesn't quite tick all the boxes. Where you move to before your next birthday will provide that for you.
Can I just add to that? I'm just picking up on water.
Okay.
So I pick up water, Sasha. So I feel water is very good for you. It recharges your system. Okay, so I'm just seeing water. So whether it's a lake, whether it's the beach, but I'm sensing water near you, very, very strongly. And I feel that will help with, getting into yourself as well. But I'm picking up water.
I always feel whole when I live near water.
It relaxes.
And all the people around me that are my friends locally, they say the same.
Yeah.
So I think certain types of people function better near the water. I certainly do.
Yes.
Marg was just telling us that a few people are writing in asking how the lovely ladies can do some more in-depth readings for them. Because they've been on fire tonight. The twin Sagittarians.
Sagittarians, baby, go
big
for it.
bang going on over here with the two readers. So please go to our website, www.allaboutyouau.com. Now, all you have to do is follow the prompts to go to go to the panel, follow the prompts to book a reading. And these ladies are available for readings through our website, and it will be magic.
It's exciting.
For you. Wonderful work tonight,
Josephine
ladies.
Sato and Sheila Vajarasa.
That's
How
me.
lovely to
Yes.
have you two super talented ladies
A
in
magical
tonight.
evening.
And two Sagittarians.
Really?
Two, 29
Passion
and the
over
30th.
inside.
1 day
Passion.
apart. One day apart.
We are soul sisters, absolutely.
29th November and the 30th of
And you're
November.
both so little.
We are.
I'm bigger.
Petite,
I'm bigger,
gorgeous, and honest and fiery.
We are
and
very
passionate.
blunt, to the point.
Yes.
And
to the blunt corner.
I love my fire sign friends.
Just want to give a shout out tonight. Every week, I think we're up to show 24 of the show.
Yes.
And behind the scenes, there's a very well-oiled process that goes on. And we've got some champion people. Our executive producer, you might hear us mention her all the time, Margaret. And she never stops. She's a 24/7 lady, and she's got a big vision, not just for our show, but for all of our viewers. And without her, we just wouldn't be here. So, Mark,
Yes.
big hug.
Mark,
And, lovely to have you with
We
us.
love you,
you're
Mark.
wonderful.
You're a very, very special lady in all of our lives. And Uncle Eric, who's also out there pushing the buttons.
And Kitty.
Eric, I
Yes.
love it, Uncle Eric.
And
Oh,
Kitty.
God, that's it.
And
Eric.
Rennie.
He's always with us. Eric's for everybody, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful man. So thank you very much. Deeply appreciate it.
Week in and week out, you're just always there for us, Eric. Thank you so much.
Our floor manager, Kitty.
Yes. Yes.
Kitty.
Everybody
We love
loves
Kitty.
And you have to meet Kitty.
Come and give us a hug, Kitty. Come on.
Kitty, look
Come
at
on,
her.
Kitty. Come and give us a hug.
She fixed me dress.
Quickly.
Rennie on camera.
Yes.
And we've also got our other
Big
friends.
hugs, Kitty. Big hugs, Kitty.
Oh, beautiful Kitty. We love it.
We love you, Kitty.
Love
Sweetheart,
you.
beautiful. Thank you.
She's great.
And this lady directs us behind the scenes, so
Yes.
coordinates everything.
Yes,
with
she
Margaret and
does.
Eric.
She's
So
amazing.
thank you very much. Very special people. Talking of special people, next week's show, I'm thrilled to have on, we are all thrilled to have just a wonderfully talented Dr. Sandra Cabot.
Oh, she's
what
amazing.
a legend, not just here in Australia, but worldwide. The author of more than 20 books on self-improvement, and she's at the coalface of the medical industry. Well, she's going to be with us next week to impart her knowledge, and we're going to have an open discussion on this program where we're not doing readings, but the wealth of knowledge that's going to echo from this lady. Make sure you're with us. That's from next Monday night. Also, we'll have Marilyn Searle, who's with us, Tulsi Vandergraaf, and Zdenka Holman, experts in their respective fields. They'll be on the panel talking about liver cleansing, cancer treatments, hair loss, skincare, self-improvement, and the fitness industry. These people are legends. We'll go from worst to first with them on the panel, and we're looking so forward to having them.
They're at
with
the
us
absolute
once
cutting
again.
edge, and I think that it's going to be such an explorative, educational evening for all of us. There's so much information,
Great.
but all of these we're women are going to bring together at the same time. Marilyn knows all, she can tell us so much about what products actually do to our hair and how they get into our liver. Sandra can tell us how to clean our liver. I just saw Sandra on Saturday. She's just an absolute wealth of wisdom. She's a star. And also Zdenka Holman is a lady in her 50s who has literally what I call the body to make Elle Macpherson look like she's doing nothing on her days off. So these women are all coming together to talk about everything from the correct skincare, how to cleanse your liver, self-improvement, and how we can be fit into our 50s, 60s and 70s, and there's no excuses according to these women. And they are shining examples, every single one of them coming on this show, including Tulsi. Every last one of them are women that we are inspired by.
And you met a lady through the week who was a personal trainer who was into her 60s, and
Yes.
you were shocked.
I've never seen a body like it. I couldn't stop staring. And she said, there is no excuse when we say hormones, oh, it's my middle age spread. Well, Sandra Cabot says in her liver cleansing book, it's not the middle age spread, it's a fatty liver.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just need to get rid of a fatty liver.
That's right.
And the lady that I spoke to that was a personal trainer is 63, and there was not an ounce of fat on her body, and she was as fit and as toned, more than I've ever been in my entire life.
Yes.
And so these people are true inspirations for all of us. And so please join in next week, give us your feedback, be part of the show, talk to us while the show is going on. We've been talking about doing this show for months, and Margaret has made the magic happen. So
Yes.
please don't miss next week's show. You're going to get advice and information that you couldn't gather in years in different areas. It's all going to be at this one table next week.
And information coming up on our screen as of next week will be about workshops that we want you to be actively involved with us, the best of people in their fields, and they'll be imparting their information. So those workshops, information about that on the show next week. I'm Stephen J. Murphy.
Vivian Summers. Oh, we also have another announcement to discuss. Marg just reminded me in the earpiece. We have something very exciting to announce to our viewers. That in the near future, we'll be giving you some dates very soon. We're going to actually record some of our programs to a live audience.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be an exciting opportunity
exciting.
for
It's exciting.
people to actually have live readings from the studio, similar to John Edwards'
Yeah.
style,
Yes.
for our beautiful readers so that we get immediate feedback. And it's also going to be an awesome opportunity for us to meet some of our very loyal viewers who come to Facebook and watch us every single week. It's because of you that we're still here.
That's right.
And we want to be able to share that with you in person. So we're going to give you some more information about that over the coming weeks. But we guys are going to a live audience.
Wow.
And that's you, friends. So I know you're watching us at the moment, so hopefully you'll be in the studio here with us doing All About You.
Yes.
Ladies, thank you once again.
Thank you.
so much.
It was a
Vivian.
pleasure.
So
It
much
was
fun
great.
tonight.
See you next week
Revelatory.
from next Monday night around 7 o'clock, friends, on All About You. And meanwhile, you can check out our website, allaboutyouau.com. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.